好，这里有中国的朋友在听我的演讲吗？非常欢迎你们来听我的演讲。Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And how can I say 你好 in Korean? In a cell? I'm right, but anyway. Thank you very much. Thank you for the organizer to give me the opportunity to have to give the speech together with so many great people in coffee world. So I'm quite proud of that. So I would like to give the speech for China coffee market insight and trends. Okay, people say coffee in China is in rapid growth. Coffee people all over the world are expecting coffee in China is prosperous. Starbucks, okay, they say they would like to open 1,500 coffee shops in China by the year of 2015. We have both famous franchise coffee shops and independent cafes all over China. Men Cafe, okay, and Coffee Benny, they developed fast, even in the second and third-tier cities. The prosperous market outlook need to be studied more carefully. What does it look like? Let's see the following. We've got some figures. That's the import for green beans from 2008. So we can see on in the year of 2012, the import quantity reached the top, around 53,000 metric tons. And that's the compound growth from 2008 to the year of 2013. Well, the compound growth rate should be around 18%. And the imported coffee for roasted beans, also, we convert these figures into green beans. So the green beans in 2030 also reached the top. So the compound growth rate is 60.7%. So let's convert all the coffees imported into green beans. So the green beans import the top also in 2013. So the compound growth rate is around 17%. So everybody can see that's a great improvement. So we have industry Robusta imports. So the industry means the instant coffee processing, such like Nestle, such as Kraft, and URC, and also How Good Company Limited, a Chinese local company who process instant coffee. That's the Robusta imports. The compound rate, it's about also 14%. So we have the import for instant coffee. So on the left table, we have, we have the soluble coffee. And on the right, we have soluble coffee, but preparation. That means 3-in-1 included. So the compound growth rate for instant coffee, it's also quite, well, big, above 30%, especially for the soluble coffee preparation. The above are saying the following. Okay, the import quantity for coffee beans are around 50,000 metric tons. The growth rate for import for coffee in total is around 15 to 20%. Industry imports for instant processing play at least 75% of the total imports, and global purchasing will be the final decision for the import to China, such as Nestle. Okay, you cannot decide the import. They can only decide by their central purchasing. The requirements for soluble coffee have been increasing rapidly both for beverage industry and retails. 80% of the total imports are at least devoted by Robusta. Let's come to the green coffee distribution. Who are they? Okay, there are about 203 domestic companies like us, and at least 4 from international trading houses. Most of them with the import and distribution, but with the background of Japanese company. How do they sell? Okay, trading houses sell and distribute green coffee against the ICE and life levels, and at the same price for whatever one-bag buyers or pricing for the container buyers, although it has been small. You cannot make money whatever ICE is bearish or bullish. I don't know if anyone can make money, but we did not. Let's see about the industry. The industries, we have 4 major. One came from, Nestle. They came into China in 1980s, and Kraft followed. We have another 2. One is called Jiangsu Summit Company Limited. That's a company from Philippines, URC, and Yunnan Dehong Wholegood Company Limited. These big 4 play 75% of the import quantity. The main type is Robusta of Vietnam. Their products are put into retail market, food services, beverage industries, and export as well. We have ready-to-drink coffee. The ready-to-drink coffee is starting their business in retail market and getting more and more popular in China. Except Nestle and Kraft, we have other brands like Banachon, Aha Coffee from Taiwan, and Both Coffee and Suntory from Japan. Let's come to the roasters and coffee companies for roasted and ground only. We separate this Simplex roasting factory from above industries, as they don't process instant by themselves. And they need coffee equipment and utensils to help with their sales. The hotels, bakeries, food industries, franchise stores, and are their customers. Roasters and coffee companies, they used to provide coffee machine to the end user and compensate with roasted coffee. Nowadays, they promote their sales with training houses and services. Investigation and research become their drives to sell. They provide their customers with new menus or products every month. They are also trying to have their own coffee shops for retails, both in internet and entity. B2B, B2C, O2O. They're trying all kinds of business models. We estimate this part of quantity not more than 20,000 metric tons. Let's see the capacity of the production. Except that's 4 major, we have other roasters. Above 1,500, we can estimate it as 6, and above about 1,000 metric tons, we have 2, and above 800 to 1,000, we have 8, and above 500, we have 9, and there are a lot of small roasters in China as well. So let's come to the franchise coffee shops in China. Now, 85% of coffee consumption in China are devoted by food services. First, we have cafe from Taiwan, like UBC Coffee, DO Coffee, and Citrate Coffee. They started their business in 2002. Now, DO F&B Group has incorporated with DO Coffee, Milo Coffee, UBC Coffee, 3 management and operation brands. Then we have Starbucks, Costa, Pacific Coffee, And now we have my cafe. And we have a lot of independent cafes as well. Among these, my cafe plays the biggest. In China, Nestle introduced people what is coffee, and Starbucks brought the coffee culture to normal people. Cafes of Taiwan style told people you can have a cup of coffee whenever, whatever you have a Chinese meal or Western. 2 years ago, from 2012, Korean flow came into China and swept across the whole country. There are Man Cafe, Coffee Benny, Zoo Coffee, everywhere. They have developed more efficient than the Western and Taiwan people. Now, independent cafes have been growing rapidly as well in China. In big cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, and in second-wire cities like Nanjing, Chongqing, Chengdu. So all over China, we can have independent cafes. Those serving with specialty coffee exclusively also appear in China and grew rapidly. Cafes with self-roasting grow rapidly as well. Please also remind it, we have coffee open every day and shut down as well, which speaks that it is hard for independent cafes to make money in case you cannot have your own advantage. Training schools specialized in coffee are getting popular in China. We have all kinds of courses for coffee training, including barista, cure grader, roasting, and etc. And we have all kinds of campaigns, such as barista, roasting, cupping, golden cup, and etc. This will lead trends for coffee consumption in China. Now let's come to the consumption pattern of coffee in China. 85% of coffee consumption is from food services, just like, we mentioned franchise cafes, independent cafes, bakeries, restaurants. Chinese mainstream coffee consumers are mostly in the age group of 20 to 50, with occupations of office staff, business people, and audiences who have the possibility to afford for coffee as leisure, unlike the culture of coffee. They have coffee when they try to escape from the pressure of working. They have coffee when they meet friends or discuss business with them. They have coffee as they like Western-style atmosphere in cafes. Let's see the shares for consuming value. Coffee beans products only less than 1% in value. Coffee beverage, 4%. Instant coffee, 11%. And coffee shops, 85%. Cappuccino, cafe latte, and other flavored coffee devote the most of orders in a coffee shop, and 3-in-1 in supermarket for retail market. People have coffee at offices, coffee shops, or Western-style restaurant, and fast food services. People have coffee not only for coffee itself, but the surrounding and atmosphere, and of course, the culture of coffee. People do not have the habit to drink coffee at home. In other words, coffee has not become daily necessity for the normal people. We can easily find instant coffee and ready to drink on the shelf of supermarket, such as Carrefour, 7-Eleven, but much less roasted and ground. The foreign brands can easily be found in retails, such as Nestle, Lavazza, but less domestic brands. Hotel consumptions still plays the important position, but increased steps back behind all kinds of coffee shops. It used to be the most quantity in Chinese market. Specialty coffee are getting popular in China. Some of the independent cafes started to provide specialty coffee and the consumers are getting acquainted for it. 70% of the volume for roasted and ground have been devoted by online stores for retail market, and 80% for instant coffee in supermarket. Normal consumers do not understand the quality of coffee. The aroma and the taste of coffee are covered by flavor of syrup and milk. Most of the cafes do not take highly of the coffee quality. They try to cut down the prices for the roasted, and the roasted press the prices for grain. The market is confused wherever from grain supplies to a cup of coffee. It has been price market in China. All the above speaks that people in China have begun to accept coffee as part of their life, but only for leisure. It has been finally a tea market in China. We have tea wherever we want, at home, at offices, and at restaurants. Coffee plays the small part for consumption. Only 30% of the turnover in the coffee shop are contributed by coffee. Even in Starbucks, we can have tea beverage. The turnover for non-coffee drinks is more than which from coffee. Now, everybody knows we have a coffee planting area in southwest China, Yunnan province. It's a beautiful place. The tea and coffee are both famous in China and in the world. Up to 2015, coffee planting area will reach 66,700 hectares, and 53 hectares will bring into production this year to the volume of 96 million million kilos. So this is the estimated production for green coffee in Yunnan. So in the crop of 2012 and 2013, it reached the top. Export quantity for green coffee in China. Also in 2013, we have 73,000 metric tons exported from China. 90% of Yunnan green beans are for export. Except industries like Nestle, Wholegood, other roasters only buy Yunnan AA and A and use in their blending. The farmers of Yunnan do not drink coffee at all. Therefore, they did not understand how to get their coffee with a better taste. Along with the education on coffee culture, they will take more importance on improving the quality of coffee. Let me introduce ourselves. Then introduce what we have been doing in this specific market and what we encountered. We are green coffee importers and distributors from 2001. We import directly from the origin countries, and we have cooperated with most of the coffee roasters all over China, but except the 4 industries. We have been trying to bring quality coffee to China and introduce them to roasters and coffee drinkers. We have Q graders to judge the pre-shipment samples before each shipment and the arrival cargoes. We also help the roasters to judge the quality when there might be any quality issue. With the concept of COFCO, safety from farm to table, we buy certified coffee and help our customer to set up the sustainable system. We are providing services to all kinds of buyers, including big and small. We have been suffering from the volatility of the future market. Whatever they are bullish and bearish, as the roasters would never like to pay higher. To have lower prices, for instance, they would rather buy real of Brazil instead of good cup for a price difference of renminbi yuan per kilo. We met competitors from big international trading houses, and we have our own brand for roasted and ground called Coffino from 2003. Although it has been a very small business, we have been trying to introduce coffee culture to ordinary people in China and encourage them to have a cup of coffee daily through all kinds of promoting, such as shows in community. We own a coffee shop inside Forbidden City. We managed it from 2007. It has been a small one, but we provide nice coffee to the tourists from all over the world. Let's see the trends of China coffee market in the future. The market share for coffee will not exceed tea consumption. The world production of tea is around 400 million in metric tons, and China produces 189 million tons. We have 80 million tea farmers and another 20 million people with the occupation relating with tea. Instant and ready-to-drink coffee will take the most important market share in coffee consumption. Chinese coffee market will increase along with the growth of instant and ready-to-drink. The capacity of domestic instant coffee market will maintain the annual growth rate of 14.4%, and instant coffee occupied 80% of the Chinese coffee consumption in retails. The growth of market capacity for instant coffee will slow down due to the trends that domestic coffee consumers, especially for nature coffee drinkers, put more emphasis on the flavor and aroma and will gradually turn to fresh coffee. Chinese coffee beverage market is dominated by Nestle, who occupies about 45% of the coffee market. Chinese coffee market has been competitive among numerous players. The volume of domestic coffee beverage consumption is about 134 million liters, and the market capacity is about 2.1 billion. The main consumer group of coffee beverage are students and business people who wish to have better coffee flavor. The compound annual growth rate of coffee beverage market will maintain at the level of 15%, mainly propelled by coffee consumers in second and third tier cities. Specialty coffee will be getting more and more important among roasted coffee consumption. Roasters will be more quality conscious. We would hold optimistic attitude towards Chinese coffee market, and the number of newcomers is continuously growing. Prices for trading will be getting more and more sensitive. So that's our opinion on the coffee market trends. So thank you for joining.